Welcome to Frank Stajano Explains. Today's topic is
Who are you and what do you do? It is a very odd question to be asked. It's the kind of question that that kind of border police ask you. Now, at the moment, you're putting your lectures online for your students in Cambridge. But why then are you putting them online on YouTube?
once I realized I needed to record my lectures instead of giving them live, I felt this was a great opportunity to reach a much larger audience because not everybody gets to be in that 150 lecture seats that I am addressing when I lecture live. And I, for example, was not an undergraduate at Cambridge when I started, but people who are thinking what to do next, people who are, I don't know, 14, 15, 16, and thinking what subjects should I do at university. Many of them, I believe, would really enjoy discovering the thrill that is being able to tell a computer what to do. So I tell my students at the end of this first year course I teach that learning how to make the computer do things is like a superpower, like the S of Superman. Not everybody in the world can do that. Most people, we live in a digital society, so everybody is affected by computers, but most people just go by doing the things that the computers have been programmed by someone else to do. Now, the people who study this subject to a serious enough extent are the ones who can make the computer do what they want. And this is a superpower, and this is a superpower that can be wielded for good or for bad, and I hope all my students wield it for good, but it's something that makes you extremely valuable, besides being extremely thrilling in its own right. And I want people to realize that if they came to university, then they could actually do that.
Much of the stuff that you teach seems to me to be very abstruse. So isn't it going to be too difficult for people?
Well, you have to teach the machine what to do. So you have to understand how the machine thinks. Of course, the machine doesn't think. The machine is just a piece of circuitry. But you have to be able to reason in a way that makes sense for you to be able to instruct the machine. And this can actually be quite intellectually rewarding, in the same way that doing mathematics is rewarding, because you unlock the gates to a new universe where if you are rigorous and build things in a solid way on good foundations, then you can develop anything you like. And so it is a challenge, but it is a challenge that has plenty of rewards and plenty of rewards along the way. It's a bit like having an unlimited Lego kit for the mind, because anything that you imagine, if you put yourself to it, you can actually build, and not just build like you do with Lego, like my young 3-year-old daughter is doing, but you can build something where it works. The pieces click and make other things move and revolve and open and replicate themselves and so on. So it's a fantastically rewarding intellectual activity, and I don't think you have to be at university level to enjoy it. You can enjoy it when you're much younger, and that will show you that something that you thought was maybe boring and abstruse, like computer science, that kind of stuff, IT, well, it's all boring. It's not boring at all. It's super exciting. It's the coolest thing you can do. And I want people who are just on YouTube clicking and watching videos of funny cats and so on, see that there is something better they could do with their time, which can open the gates for a fantastically rewarding career. And I say rewarding at an intellectual level, but also at a lucrative financial level, because there's not enough good people in this field. And if you're doing that kind of stuff to the level that gives you the intellectual rewards and you become a great programmer, then I guarantee you'll never be unemployed.
When all the lectures are finally online, Frank, have you got plans for what happens after that?
Well, I got plans, and I'm prepared to the fact that my plans might be completely changed by what people on the channel want. I think there is plenty of stuff that my students, when they are here in Cambridge, ask me, And I think that the answers to those questions would be interesting for people who are still deciding whether to go to university, whether to go to university in Cambridge or elsewhere, and so on. The kind of stuff around how you deal with exams, how should you study, how should you manage a very busy day when you have so many lectures, so much homework, and so on. What's the point of all these exams? What are they going to be meaning for me in my future life? Should I apply for internship here or there? What are my career options after university? Should I be doing a PhD? Is this valuable? Where does it take me? What doors does it open? And so on and so on. How do I start a company in this field? All that kind of stuff, which I regularly discuss one-on-one with my students. I'm sure there's going to be more people around the world who might be benefiting from this. And I would like to reach out and engage with those people.
Yep. Okay. So, Frank, what's your message to people who are thinking about signing up to this channel?
You have plenty of potential, and there's so much fun to be had in here, which maybe you don't even know it's there. But once you start, you'll figure out if it's something you love or you don't. And for those of you who find out it's something you love, it will be love at first sight that you will never be able to get out of yourself. And you don't need lots of money to start. Just buy yourself a £35 Raspberry Pi. That there's enough in there for you to program and to attach electronic gadgets to that will last you until you come to university. And then of course you may have another computer. The one on which you're watching YouTube now is probably more powerful than a Raspberry Pi. But the point is that there's no barrier from money. I mean, nowadays anything you have is enough to learn a world of computing that you can unlock and have lots of fun with. So if you like this, then please join me by subscribing on this channel and telling me what else you want to see on it.